I learned from Faster Day that your best chance of getting cured is Devaith Fire, an ancient Telvanni wizard who runs a Corprus for victims of the disease. Here, take this Dwemer artifact and 1000 drakes and go to Telfire. Devaith will like the Dwemer artifact, a gift may sweeten his disposition. The gold is for expenses, and here are a couple of levitation potions. I hear you'll need them in Telvanni towers because wizards don't use stairs. So get moving and get that Corprus disease cured. Then hurry back. I think I know how to get the lost prophecies Nibani Meza asked for.
Tidings, citizen.
Are you here to discuss your orders, or is there something else you want? The temple sends victims of Corprus disease to the Corprusorium. The Corprusorium is beneath Telfire, the tower of the Telvanni wizard Devaith Fire. I asked Faster Day what it was like. It's a swell place, full of doomed crazy people with bloated bodies. You'll love it. Telfire Devaith Fire's tower is southwest of Sadrith Mora, on an island on the southwestern edge of Zephyrbal Bay. Here, let me mark it on your map. There's a dock, but no boat service, so you must water walk or swim from Sadrith Mora. Use the Guild Guide service at the Balmora Mages Guild to reach Sadrith Mora. At Sadrith Mora, find Wolverine Hall Fighters Guild, and ask the Scout Sundrina rather for detailed directions to Telfire.
Think it'll rain?
Have you come to plunder the dungeon, or have you got Corprus disease, or did you come to see Devathfire? I'm Baitfire. I'm the wife of Devathfire, one of them, sort of. He's up above in his study. I hope you can play. You can't get up there unless you can fly, or have potions, sorry. You'd be surprised how many people come in here trying to steal Lord Fire's treasures. He does have quite a collection of relics and artifacts. But he keeps them down in the Corprusorium, and who wants to risk catching Corprus disease, not to mention, who wants to get ripped in health, pity. We don't see many good thieves here, just the stupid ones. Everyone who gets Corprus disease comes to our Corprusorium. It's not very pleasant, but at least they're all fed and cared for.
My background is fairly obvious.
Move along, Outlander. You carry an infection, Outlander. You should leave before you make others sick. Go ahead!
My name is Delphire. Did you want to see Devathfire? Have you got Corprus disease, or are you another questing hero looking to plunder the dungeon? Those with Corprus disease go to the Corprusorium. To get there, just keep heading down. This is not the Corprusorium. The Corprusorium is in the caverns down below the tower. Just keep going down. You'll want to speak with Upsfire or Vistake. They attend to the needs of the Corprusorium inmates victims of the Corprus disease. If you go down there, be careful. Many Corprus victims are completely mad and quite violent. Lord Fire is in his study. I'm sure he won't mind being disturbed. We get few visitors here. You can levitate, can't you? The study is on an upper level, accessible only by the central freewell. I'm afraid we aren't set up to accommodate barbarians or peasants. Understand? Go up the ramps to the Hall of Fire, then walk around looking up until you see a shaft above you, then levitate up the shaft. Then look for Lord Fire in his study. Really? Is that what you had in mind? Don't let me discourage you. But you do know that you are almost certain to get Corprus disease if you enter the Corprusorium. And I hope you understand how frightfully dangerous our inmates can be, and we do have guards, you know. Quite good ones. You're free to try, of course, but I don't advise it.
Mutsera? Quickly, Outlander, I haven't much time.
I suppose you want to speak to Devaith Fire? Have you got Corprus disease, or were you planning to plunder the dungeon? If you've got the disease, go down to the dungeon with all the other monsters. He's in his study. He's busy. He's always busy. You're smart. Get Corprus disease. Get killed by Corprus monsters. Get killed by Vistake. A very good plan. Plunder the dungeon of a 4,000-year-old wizard. What could be easier?
Muthsera?
You've got the Corprus. Stay away from me.
Say, that's an interesting Dwemer piece you have there. What can you tell me about it? A gift? For me? How thoughtful and shrewd. I suppose you know I am a collector, and that such a gift is bound to please me. I congratulate you on your diplomatic skills. So, why have you tried to butter me up? Come to consult the great Devaith Fire? You have the divine disease? Want to plunder the dungeon? Or leer at my daughters? How interesting. Did you know that Corprus makes you immune to disease? Have you ever heard of the prophecies of the Nerevarine? Ashlanders say the Nerevarine will be immune to disease. I've always thought, the Nerevarine is a fat, disgusting Corprus monster, and mad as a marsh rat. Wouldn't that be funny? That's a fascinating story you tell. So, you might be the Nerevarine. Means nothing, of course. Corprus victims have all sorts of delusions. But, let me think. I've got a potion. In theory, it should cure Corprus. Doesn't work, though. Probably kill you. Killed all my test subjects. But you've got nothing to lose. Before I give it to you, I want you to look around below in the Corprusarium. Know what's in store if you don't take the potion. And while you're there, I want you to pick up a pair of boots from a victim, calls himself Yagrum Began, my oldest patient. Handy fellow, fixes things for me. Bring the boots back, and then you can have the potion. I collect victims of the divine disease in my Corprusarium in the caverns beneath my tower. Poor devils. Wretched existence, constant pain. Ferocious appetites and passions, no reason at all. Mad as marsh rats, but marvelous, too, in their way. Completely immune to disease. Live forever, barring accidents. Ancient wizards need projects to keep them occupied, and the Corprusarium is mine. When you live for thousands of years, you need a hobby. Something you love, always sparks your interest. I collect treasures, and invite thieves to steal them. I'm a collector, and a sportsman. I collect enchanted items and ancient artifacts. Have quite a few Dwemer pieces, and, as a sportsman, I love letting thieves try to steal my well-guarded treasures. Only a few rules. 1. Don't hurt the inmates. 2. Don't hurt my daughters. My warden and guards can look out for themselves. Not bad for something born in a jar, eh? Charming and talented. Not daughters, really. A little project, a side benefit of my researches into Corprus disease. Made them myself from my own flesh. Nice, aren't they? All fire, bait fire, dealt fire, and oops fire. Quite a comfort to me in my old age. Haha. Beat fire is the sweet one, eager to please, and be pleased. An excellent cook, and a lovely singing voice. Fire is the sharpest of my girls, in wit and tongue. Gets on my nerves sometimes, but conflict is the spice of life. Dealt fire is the efficient one, organized and orderly. She acts as our steward, manages accounts, maintains supplies, keeps the tower and Corprusarium running. Whoops Fire is the girl with the biggest heart. She takes care of the inmates of the Corprusarium and helps with my researches. Yes, as I said, go down into the Corprusarium, find an inmate named Yagrum Began, get a pair of boots from him. Then bring them back to me, and I'll give you a potion that will cure you of Corprus, I think. The magical principles of Corprus disease are elusive and miraculous, far more subtle and powerful than any conventional sorcery or enchantment. I'm persuaded that it is in some manner the curse or blessing of a god, perhaps both a curse and a blessing. The victim, of course, cannot appreciate the marvelous nature of Corprus. It saps the mind and destroys the body. But to a wizard, it is a profound and glorious mystery, a riddle worth a long lifetime of study. Vistake, the Argonian, is my warden of the Corprusarium. Quite a fighter, tough as nails, self-taught. Works out with my daughters, who are no slouches at the martial arts themselves. Vistake was one of the last of my slaves. Freed him, and he wouldn't leave. Kept him on as a hireling, then made him my partner. Excellent fellow, fine companion. Not an intellectual, you understand, but good company for me and my daughters.
Outlander.
You've got the Corprus. Stay away from me.
You carry an infection, Outlander. You should leave before you make others sick.
don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. How can I help you?
Greetings, friend. I'm up for conversation if you care to talk.
Hail! May your adventures be great.
Yes, of course. I hope I can help. Tell me your question.
I offer a good trade, friend. Interested? At your service.
I think you're a thief because you've stolen my heart.
That's some outfit.
I am Vistake, Warden of the Corprusarium. I am here to warn you to not harm the inmates. If you come to plunder the dungeon, you must endure their attacks and take your chances with me, their warden and protector. Lord Fire shelters and maintains the victims of Corprus disease here in the Corprusarium. He does them a great service because no other could or would help them. He also does the world a great service by keeping them here where they can do no harm to others. The inmates are sad, distorted monsters, angry and cruel, and their sufferings are great, but they still live and feel, and I honor Lord Fair's care and compassion for them. For his own amusement, the Wraithfire permits thieves to test their skills by attempting to steal the treasures he keeps below in the Corprusarium. The dangers are fearful, the inmates are savage, and they carry the most terrible disease on Tamriel. The treasures themselves are guarded by traps and terrors, and the guards, myself chief among them, will take great delight in trying to kill you. Those are the rules. Abide by them or leave. I am the guardian and peacekeeper of the Corprusarium. I have spent long years in service to Lord Fire, first as a slave, then as a free hireling, and now as a friend and partner. He has been kind and generous to me, and I take his interests, and the interests of those he shelters, to heart. The treasures of his dungeon are open to sport, according to Lord Fire's whim, and you're welcome to try to steal them. But I too find great sport in hunting thieves.
I'm a knight. In the West, you need a horse and land to be a knight, but here, we have no horses, and all you need is good armor, good weapons, and the skill to use them. I prefer to fight with axes and shields. Since I live by my weapons, I have to pay careful attention to local feelings about killing and murder, what's right and what's wrong. We are the people of the root, called Bargonians by the Warmbloods. We go where we will, wet or dry, and the currents of blood magic run swift in our veins. In our native land, we hunt to live, masters of the marshes. Hunted and enslaved by soft-skinned enemies, we snare and slay them by stealth, spell and steel.
Be well, traveler.
You're new here, aren't you? My name is Upsfire. I take care of the Corprus victims in the Corprusarium. The disease takes many forms. For some, the progress is rapid and terrible. For others, the effects on the mind and body are very slow. It's a remarkable affliction in that once having contracted Corprus, one is completely unaffected by any other diseases. We've always hoped that our research would permit us to isolate the beneficial aspects of Corprus, but, alas, we've not been successful. Be careful if you're going to prowl around down here. We will be very angry if you hurt any of our patients. And our patients can be quite a handful, I'll tell you, strong as Ogrim and twice as mean. The Corprusarium is just one of Devathfire's many projects. Our mission here is partly humanitarian, partly research. He has been searching for a cure to Corprus disease for a long time, a very long time. But in the meantime, we care for the Corprus victims as best we can. The world outside is very cruel to Corprus sufferers. They are much better off here with us. As you know, he's probably the oldest and most powerful wizard alive, not counting liches or divine sorcerers like Deadric, of course. And there may be some older in the west on Somerset Isles, perhaps, and I don't think there's a kinder, more generous wizard alive. Not that there's much competition in the kind and generous wizard department, I'll grant you.
Go to Sadrith Mora and speak with the mouths in the Telvanni Council Hall.
You're here for the Dwemer boots. Tell my gracious keeper that I have done what I could. Only a Dwemer magicrafter could have done so much. Not only idiots could have created these boots. It shames my race that we must be judged by the works of such lackwit blunderers. Lord Fire obtained these enchanted Dwemer boots from an unfortunate thief. And given the quality of their craftsmanship, little wonder the fellow came a bad end, but I can do nothing for them. The fundamental enchantment is flawed. Might as well start over again. If such a pair of boots could still be fashioned in these benighted latter days, but I have done my best. Take them to Lord Fire with my sincere apologies. I cannot say what happened. I was not there to observe. I was in an outer realm at the time, and when I came back, my people were gone. I left Red Mountain, wandering Tamriel for years, searching out deserted colonies looking for a survivor or an explanation. Then, a long time ago, I returned to Red Mountain, still looking for answers. Instead, I found Corprus disease, and I have been here ever since. I have theories if you are interested. I gave you the boots, didn't I? Once I was a master crafter in the service of Lord Kagrenak, chief architect of the great Second Empire freeholds, and the greatest enchanter of his time. I could not match the genius of Lord Kagrenak, but what he could envision I and my colleagues could build, all of that is gone forever. I still retain my cunning, but my hands and eyes fail me, and my memories have long faded. My only consolation is each day to mock the gods who destroyed my race, and condemned me to this bleak existence. Lord Kagrenak, the foremost arcane philosopher and magic crafter of my era, devised tools to shape metapoic forces intending to transcend the limits of Dwemer mortality. However, in reviewing his formulae, some logicians argued that side effects were unpredictable and errors might be catastrophic. I think Kagrenak might have succeeded in granting our race eternal life with unforeseen consequences, such as wholesale displacement to an outer realm, or he may have erred and utterly destroyed our race.
Now, if I could just figure a scheme of classifying manifolds for tri-ply connected surfaces, or even more complex surfaces.
I've never seen a successful adventurer who didn't carry a couple of divine intervention scrolls with him on long expeditions. 2 reasons. Emergency exit, and it lets you move a lot more load than you can carry on foot, and faster goes without saying. I know who you're talking about. I'd look for him in Gnaumok, a fishing village on the west coast of Voddenfell. I'm a warlock. I have bound myself by oath and deed to the service of a Daedra lord, and in return have received gifts of knowledge and power. The temple calls my patrons the bad Daedra, and perhaps they aren't very nice, but I guess I'm not very nice either. If you are curious and not afraid, I can tell you a little about the bad Daedra and Deadric summonings. At first it seemed the fuss about the Nerevarine prophecy was just silly superstition. Then I learned that the Dhamma have been waiting for Lord Nerevar to come back for centuries, the Incarnate they call it. Every few years an Ashlander appears and the tribes call him the Incarnate. Then the temple goes out, hunts him down and reveals him as a fake. Why does the temple worry so much about it? If you're thinking of traveling up country, near Shigorod, or out Mulligama Way, or inside the Ghostfence, you need to know about Corprus. It's a disease that turns normal creatures into beasts, turns men into twisted mad lumps of flesh, superhumanly strong and full of hatred. You get Corprus from fighting with diseased creatures. It's hard to get Corprus, but harder to get rid of it. In fact, I hear there is no cure.
Is it necessary that you speak with me?
Well, are you ready to take the potion? The boots first, please. And now, I'll give you the potion, on the following condition: you must drink it here, before my eyes. It should act immediately, and I need to observe you very carefully. Agreed? Good. Open your mouth, and close your eyes. Good. Now swallow. Goodness! Good grief! Look, it's working. Remarkable. Let me check your skin, your eyes, your tongue. Amazing. I think it worked. No sign of the disease at all. Of course, you still have Corprus disease, just like I planned. But all your symptoms are gone. Marvelous. I'll go try it out on some of the more desperate inmates, but I'll answer any questions you have before you go.
I'm very happy to make your acquaintance.
Delightful. Welcome.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
How nice. I like good company. What can I do for you?
3 blessings to you, Cosmo.
We make a special trip just for you, same low price.
The Elskering. She'll take you farther than any other boat. Relax and enjoy the view of Azura's coast.
It would be wise to stay indoors, Outlander. Find a healer and stop bothering me.
Thank you for your report. I'm very happy you've been cured. Unfortunately, I've had a bit of bad news. I've been recalled to the Imperial City. You'll be promoted to operative and will head the blades here in Vardenfell until I return. I've only waited here to give you your final orders before I go. Continue pursuing the Nerevarine prophecies as the Emperor commands. First, go to the Hall of Wisdom and Justice and get Mara Miller to help you find the lost prophecies. She's being watched. If something has gone wrong, find her private quarters. She'll leave you a message there under code word Amaya. Then take the lost prophecies to Nibeni Mesa. From that point, you'll have to follow her directions and follow her prophecies. Good luck. I'm the Imperial Spymaster for Morrowind, and since I'm the ranking Blades agent in Morrowind, you report to me. That makes you the ranking Blades agent here in Vardenfell District. As far as I know, there may be other Blades agents here I don't know about. It wouldn't surprise me. I may be gone a while, and you'll have expenses. Here's some gold, and you can use the house until I return. And I won't be needing these blacks or the ring while I'm in Cyrodiil. Maybe they'll come in handy. Take good care of them. Yes, that makes you the ranking Blades agent here in Vardenfell District while I'm gone, and I may be gone a while. Internal politics, some concern about my Sugar. I thought about refusing the recall, but they have members of my family back in the capital. I'm afraid it may have something to do with the problems with the succession. As the Emperor's health declines, factions are maneuvering for advantage. I may be gone a while, that's why you're promoted to operative.
I wish this rain would stop.